Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Upload Academy's Monday Momentum. Excuse the fact that I'm in my pajamas and looking pretty tired. But yeah, thankfully, me and baby Joseph here are out of the hospital. We're doing well. He's sleeping quite soundly. But I don't know how long that will last. So do excuse if he does wake up. But I thought I'd hop on this morning, for two reasons, really. One is because it's really important that we have self-care. Uplevel Academy is thriving and doing well. Our clients are still exceeding expectation, but it's important to take some time off. And so, for example, with this one little one coming along, it's important to step back. As passionate as I am about what I do, it is important to be able to, take some time off for rest, self-care, and for, what's really important. And it's the same for our students as well, which is why we encourage them to have weekends off, which is why we don't actively have lessons during the weekend, because we feel it's a time for family, a time for socialization, and a time for self-care. Now, one way you can do that is by blocking time. So the way I manage my time is to block it, and I use Google Calendar and Trello. You've heard me speak about this before for those who have followed us for quite some time. And it's really powerful, and you can color code it as well. And it's not just about putting in things that you must do for work, for school, and things like that, but also making sure that you're actively putting time in for self-care, for what you need to do. And I think that's really important to teach that to your children, which is why at Uplevel Academy, when we're talking to our students, when Maddie, our expert English tutor, talks to her students and has her lessons, she always asks them about how they're feeling, what they're doing that excites them, and as well, of course, about their work too. So we'd like to make sure that we're taking a holistic approach, which is really important. And the second thing is about first time. So this is the first time little Joseph here is doing a Facebook Live, and the first time I've done it in a while too. And it's really important that when we're, working with our children, with our students, when they're approaching something, whether it's an essay or a set texts, and maybe they've studied it before, or maybe they've done something similar before, that they try and actively approach it as if it were the first time. So what do I mean by that? Well, quite often, the reason why students don't do so well is because they have this baggage, they have this mental baggage. They tell themselves that they're not good enough, they can't do it, and they draw on their previous experiences. And they're not wrong, because, clearly, if they've achieved a bad score previously, or struggled, then that is their reality. But it doesn't have to be. So what we can do is, when they're starting something, we want to get them to do it as if it were the first time, even if they've done it countless times. And to do that, what we can do is encourage them to encourage them to write down how they feel about something. So we can ask them, list all of your feelings. How do you feel about this task? Or how do you feel about this set of skills? And it'll give them free rein to express themselves. And then ask them, why do you feel like that? What's happened? Okay. And then by doing that, you can help break it down. So, for example, if they didn't do so well, you can look at, well, why didn't you do so well? And again, it's without blame or making wrong, but looking at, what went wrong, so that you can then take actions to make it right. And then you can ask them, well, what would they like it to be like? What would they like their reality to be? What would they like to achieve? And then that gets them to focus on their goals. And then you can start to reverse engineer and work backwards and think, well, how are you going to achieve that? What do you need in order to achieve that? What steps must you take to get the result? And in doing so, it frees them up. Students often feel lighter, and then lots of positive reinforcement, lots of encouragement. With our students, when we give feedback, we always start off with what they've done well. We always look to what they can improve, and we always end on what they've done well again. And it's genuine, because nobody wants to be told that they're wrong constantly. It's not constructive, and it doesn't get the results that you want, and it decreases morale. So it's more important that you are positive and genuine about it. That will lead them to want to do more and to want to succeed. So I hope that helps as your Monday momentum. That's it for me and this little one. We hope you have a fantastic week. Look out tomorrow for Maddie's Tuesday tips. You're going to really like those. And otherwise, bye for now.